What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Foosgetcleantoo podcast. Today's guest is Lorenzo Contreras. He's going to share his comeback story, and it's a good one. So, Lorenzo, how was it growing up for you? What city did you grow up in, and how was it growing up for you?
Surprisingly, you know what I mean? It wasn't the worst. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in Fullerton, right there on the west side. Um, you know, you would think like the way I see it is on the surface level, overall, like a happy home. I never went without really. You know what I'm saying? Looking back at it, probably some dysfunction,
Yeah,
but like, when you're in the mix, you just think this is normal.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I didn't really have any exposure to anything except for the family drama that was day to day. You know what I'm saying? Nothing too dramatic. I had a Theo of mine from Fullerton. He was kind of dabbling into lifestyle and such, but he always kept it away from the pad. So there was nothing really much that was in my face that I got to see. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I went to school, elementary, junior high, and then high school. I started like dabbling here and there. you know, um, early high school. I would say like maybe 14, 15 years old. Started kicking it with the homies. Started growing up a little bit, making some of my own decisions.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think mostly me back up a little bit in junior high. When we landed there, that's where things got a little bit more active in that lifestyle and such. And there was other friends. I mean, back then in junior high, like in 95, 96, you either became a skater,
Yeah,
you became a homie, or you became a rebel.
yeah, the
Right?
rebels,
And
huh?
I wasn't wearing no botas, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And just naturally, all the homies I grew up with, like elementary school, and even my homie Ghost from kindergarten, like we just kind of clicked and started kicking with the homies and such. You know what I'm saying? So high school was cool though. You know what I mean? It was kind of like I lived two lifestyles almost, right? I was a jock. I played football through high school. I don't think I was that bad at it. You know what I mean? I was pretty good. And it was fun, you know what I'm saying? But like lunchtime and like after school programming was going to the park and kicking it, for the most part. So,
Did you get involved in drugs or drinking or anything?
hey, in all reality, like a 40 back in high school would last me all night long.
No
I couldn't
way.
even, I couldn't stand the taste, bro. I
No
didn't even know what
way.
was what, dog. You know what I'm saying? We would go after football games and kick it, and I would sip on the same two beers, bro. Like,
No
you know what I mean?
way.
But Yeska was my thing.
Okay,
I
okay.
got I got stuck on that Yeska hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Became a mean old pothead, I mean, but the pistol and nothing else, bro. But it was just a Yeska.
Did
You
you
know what
ever
I mean?
get in trouble as a youth?
Not really, bro. Like I said, this is why I say I was a late bloomer,
Yeah,
dog. I
yeah,
can't say that no vacations in juvie, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? No runnings with the hudas, you know what I'm saying? It was mostly just at school, you know what I mean, and ditching.
yeah,
Probably the most I got in trouble, you know what I'm saying? I always went home at night, you know what I mean? And I think for the most part, it was because I had my abuela out there, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And she held it down, you know what I mean? She had the same pad up there in 14 for like, I want to say like 40 years.
Yeah, one of the cornerstones of the family over there, huh?
Yeah, my grandpa, my abuela shook the spot, did his thing and stuff like when I was early in high school. But like, it was always abuela and abuela's house, you know what I'm saying? It was like like you said, the cornerstone, you know what I'm saying? It was holidays, gatherings, they always held together.
Yeah,
Even when like some of our family had hard times, whatever, we always go back to the pad.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Always had a spot right there, and I think when my grandpa took the spot, or like maybe freshman, sophomore year, things got a little bit weird. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? But my abuela was still there. You know what I'm saying? And I think I was always kept that in the back of my head, like I didn't want to let them down or let her
yeah,
down. You know what I'm saying? I also saw what my Theo was kind of putting the family through here and
yeah,
there. He started getting busted doing time, doing stretches and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, damn, that sucks.
yeah,
He would call the pad on the phone. I would chop it up with him. Now, I remember like in high school, bro. Like we had a pad across the street from my abuela's house. My mom and my stepdad and such. And he would come over before he went to work. And he knows he probably see this, but he went to work. And I remember one time he would use our garage to go do his thing.
yeah,
I'd be like, yeah, you're a loser, bro. Like, what are you doing, dog? You know what I'm saying? And it's funny
yeah,
down the road how shit
yeah.
played out. You know what I'm saying?
What would he be doing?
Smoking that skunk there.
Oh
You
yeah,
know, I mean, that go fast to get ready for
yeah.
work. He was a bouncer and a bar back
Oh, okay,
at a
okay.
bar right here in Anaheim. I'm sure we all know it. But he was there for a minute. You know what I'm saying? And I would just sit there looking at him like, damn, that's gross, bro. I can't be doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he was down the road. It was crazy because we're doing it together.
No way.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Comes full circle, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
So did you graduate high school or?
Barely, bro.
Yeah.
Barely. I mean, luckily, I had a Hein on the team at the time. She was cool. Helped me out a lot to keep me on track. You know what I'm saying? Because I almost didn't graduate. But luckily, I did, bro. I think I'm the second person in my family. I think my mom graduated high school, but yeah, I graduated high school in 2000. I did it for Buena Park High School.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was like after high school? So when did you start getting into bumpy roads?
I shook the spot. I left home for a while. You know what I'm saying? And
Where'd you go?
I went to go live with my girlfriend up in Hawaiian Gardens for a minute. I kind of went MIA for a while. You know what I mean? Try to go over there, do the house thing with the girlfriend, had a job. You know what I'm saying? And, at 19, you don't know what you're doing, bro.
Yeah,
I didn't know
yeah.
what I was doing, dude. So, when me and her kind of fell through, like I came back to my grandma's house and it was cool, but it was right there in my neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? And one thing led to another. I started kicking it with the homies a lot more, and hanging out a lot more. Things that you probably did at 15, 14, I
Yeah.
was doing at like 20, 21.
Oh shit.
You know what I'm saying? And it's always a girl, bro. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
And she put me up on game on, that Scante and stuff, and never looked back. You know what I'm saying? Never
Yeah.
looked back, and it was crazy because I don't even know how it happened. I mean, I know the first time I used, right, and I was about 20, 21. It was on my birthday, and I remember like it was like a weekend turned into like 2 weeks, turned into like 2 months. I reconnected with another girl from high school. We had two kids together. You know what I'm saying? And she was there for like all in the mix of that, the beginning part of it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know how to handle myself, bro. So coming back home, my Leahs and stuff like that. But it was a weird couple of years. I remember from 2000, 2004. Like I don't know what was going on. I don't know what day it was. I don't know what month it was. Christmas was coming. Like you know what I mean. I go to my family's pad and like try to play it off like I was hungry and stuff. Um, and that was just the beginning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was just the beginning. Um, Getting more involved with the homies and such. I think by 2003 or four, my first term, it was a turnaround.
What did you get busted for?
I don't even know, bro. I want to say,
No way.
I mean, honestly, I gotta say, it was probably my first term was a bunch of violations, dog. Back then the whole system was different.
Yeah.
I mean, you got caught with Yaska, you're doing like 3 or 6 months in the county.
Yeah.
Things that they let you go for now, like you're
Yeah.
getting terms for
That's
back in the
crazy.
day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so my first term was for like my third violation
No way.
over testing dirty, not
Yeah.
showing up, absconding. Right? Then I did a little turnaround. You know what I mean, hit the yard, thinking I'm all big badass. You know what I'm saying? But I do remember I shared the story before. Like I think somebody had asked me, when did you feel like you became a man? And I felt like when I went to the yard for the first time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You hear the song playing in the background, and so you see the
Yeah.
watchtower.
Yeah.
No warning shots with the whoop.
Yeah.
Like hell yeah, I made it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I felt accomplished.
Yeah.
It was crazy, bro, and it was. And you're there with a bunch of homies, and you're sitting there like introducing yourself and the camaraderie.
Yeah. Right.
Like it was cool.
Yeah.
Like I haven't said this out loud in a minute, but like I liked it.
Yeah.
It was cool, in the jumpsuits, your shoes, your slip-ons, and walking the yard, doing the rutina. Like this is the business.
Yeah.
This is what it was about.
Yeah.
Right. And I think I adopted the idea like if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do it to the best of my ability.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna gangbang, if I'm gonna do time, if I'm gonna do dope, whatever it is, I'm gonna go all out.
Yeah.
And do it the best I can. And that plays a factor later on down the road too. But yeah, bro, like 2003 and 4 was my first term.
So, how many more times did you get locked up after that?
So looking back, I did the math one time. I think cumulatively I did like a little over 9 years with 4 terms. Now my longest term, bro, I'd be real with you, like 2 years. That's because I got 4 with half on my last one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Did Chino, did the hole over there, did Wasco, did Soledad. But
So, what was the craziest thing you seen when you were inside there? Like, what was the thing that sticks into your brain to this day?
Oh man, honestly, I was in Chino and Madrone, the top tira, like right after the big old like riot happened.
With the African Americans?
No, when they shut down and took over, when everybody took over the
Oh,
yards,
yeah,
I was there like 6 months after that. The Madrone opened back up. We're right there. So we were already on NC status.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we were eating whatever they gave us, state issue, those tomatoes. Like we were eating them like apples. I
No
remember me and my
way.
celly would share it bite by bite. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because hungry,
Starving,
bro.
yeah.
It was the middle of summer. It was hot. And I was like, damn, they're really not gonna let us get canteen, like, or
Yeah.
get like, our coffees or the coffee packets we get.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it was tough, bro. It was tough. And I remember one time they finally let us out. They're gonna let us out for chow. I was there for like 4 or 5 months, maybe 3, 4, 5 months, somewhere around there. And you know how my drone's set up, and like you're over here on one side, and there's like the railing, and the other
Yeah.
side. And so when we come out of our cell, we can see like all the tiras across the way.
Yeah.
And as soon as they pop the second tira, they're all coming out, and we just see some pad come to their pad, and they're just booking this full.
No way.
I'm like, damn it! So we just turn right back around, go back into their pad because we ain't coming out again for a minute. You know what I'm saying? But
was it homie on homie or?
yeah, I think so, bro.
Yeah.
I think so. I don't know what was cracking. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Everybody knew who was there, but at the same time, like we weren't coming out for nothing.
Yeah.
So I couldn't put a face to nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah.
So what was like the pivotal moment where you started changing your thought process and decided that wasn't the life for you?
I don't know if I never thought it wasn't the life for me until after the fact.
Yeah.
But in my journey, bro, like in my 15 years getting loaded, getting slammed back, heroin, meth, I mean, all of the above, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like your hustle runs dry, homie. You know what I'm saying? For me, like I didn't have no hustle. I wasn't no connect. I mean, for a second, we all try to be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you're your best customer, right?
Yeah, or like you're the homie, so like you have your little spot in the hood. The homies come over, like you're getting low. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You ain't gonna say no, dog. You know, and but it was cool until it wasn't, bro. Like you know what I mean? There was years, bro. Like I look back and this is some of my best times of my life, bro, with the homies.
Yeah.
When we were all out there, hanging out, partying, drinking, the girls, the lifestyle.
Yeah.
We all were coming up on Levi's and you know what I'm saying, and shoes and shit. We were just living it up, bro. You know what I'm saying? But then people were getting broken off. And then homie got. You know what I mean? And then like, homie got sentenced to like whatever. And people started going away and there's like 3 of us, 4 of us.
Yeah.
And then we're all strung out. You know what I'm saying? And going in and out myself, little violations here and there, and I don't know, at one point, bro, like ended up homeless. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if you can relate, but maybe some of y'all there can relate that being homeless in your own neighborhood, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and I'll be real, like I burned my britches off.
Yeah, hell yeah, me too.
And homies weren't gonna give me a sandwich or whatever, and rightfully so. Like I was out there with my backpack. People know, like you're out there with the backpack. You know what I mean? Like, there he goes. Off on a good one, trying to do something. You know what I'm saying? I was homeless. I was at the park, the riverbed right there on right there in my neighborhood. If you guys remember my neighborhood, that of Gilbert and Ornsthorpe. There's a riverbed, and there's a homeless encampment back there.
Yeah.
And I was there for like maybe a year or so, maybe a little over a year, in and out that tent right there. You know what I'm saying? And it was all bad, bro. Like, you know what I mean? But like, I didn't know what else to do.
Yeah.
And I remember one time I went to my mom's pad, and she lives in an apartment complex, and they had a big old like window in front of the door. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I would drop in to like go get something to eat real quick or shower or whatever. And I was going in there, and like to get to her pad, to the door, the big old window, there was like a patio, much like yours, but there's a door to walk into. So they would be able to see me coming, walking in.
Yeah.
And they saw me coming, and I saw her like through the window get up and close the door and lock it. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, boom, all right, cool.
Yeah, probably stung, huh?
Bro, like big time. But it's like, all right, if you're going to treat me like a dirtbag,
yeah, I'm going
to show you a dirtbag to the best of my ability.
Yeah.
I went full throttle, bro. And then full throttle wasn't out there like, trying to come up, you know what I mean? Yeah. But it was the dope, bro, had me.
Trying to survive.
The dope, bro, had me, bro. I was just numbing all feelings, numbing all things I had from my kids, and whatever feelings I had left, bro, I numb it with the needle, bro. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I was at, dog, and on the streets. You know what I mean? I was sleeping like the park and ride bathroom, bird bathroom in people's pools, grimy stuff, bro, and just didn't feel too good. But I remember one day I was just walking around like the neighborhood, like up and down the street, and like I thought for sure I was either die a dope fiend, um, on the streets, homeless, or in prison.
Life in prison, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I figured I'm gonna get life trying to survive.
Yeah.
Or I'm gonna die out here trying to survive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because like you're walking down the street, and I remember being at the bus stop, and you feel like you're in a bubble. I remember one time it was like 7:30 in the morning. I'm at the bus stop because I just want to sit down, and I'm in this bubble. I just walking kids go to school. People walking their kids to school, waiting for the bus to go to work. Right, driving by, going and living their lives, and I'm just sitting there like nobody sees me, bro. That's how it feels. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was a trip. Like, is this like I was doing time, but out here? I'm not trying to take away from being locked up, but like there was no life for me out here, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
just existing.
Yeah, bro, I had nothing going on, dude.
Yeah.
I had nothing going on, dog. Through the course of like my 15 years of addiction, 14 years of addiction, like I had like these kids out there. I wasn't seeing them. I wasn't seeing my family. Just going in and out. You get what I'm saying? And uh, just like that prayer that we always say, God kill me or save me, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and I had found now she's my ex-wife, but we had linked up, you know what I'm saying, and we were kind of kicking it, right? And with the homies and such, and long
She's from the neighborhood too?
Nah, she's a white girl, complete square, bro.
Yeah.
And she's my kid's mom. And so we were hanging out with the youngsters and stuff. We caught a case, right? And I remember they got them pretty quickly, my youngsters. And they were looking for me for about a year almost. And me and her were renting a room. I got a little warehouse job over in Anaheim, and she was working at some hotel in Anaheim. And it was cool, bro, but it was like we didn't leave the pad. And where we rented a room at was literally the walking distance from Fullerton PD.
Oh shit!
They were hitting my grandma's house. They were hitting my mom's pad. Cause it was some stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was some stuff. You know what I mean? And we got told on.
Yeah.
And my little homie ended up getting all day for it. I call her my little sister. She got I think 20 something years for it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they're looking for me. And so they didn't find me until I don't know what happened one day. Like, she was getting ready for work, and I'm just kicking it right there. I have my backpack with my erres and like all my stuff ready to go and go probably in the neighborhood, go see what's up. And I hear footsteps. And we're on these apartments, and we're on the third floor, and I can hear footsteps on the outside. Boom, 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 boom. And I hear a knock on the door, and we were renting rooms from some paisas. They were cool, you know what I'm saying? They didn't know what time it was, but they knew, like, you know what I mean? They knew what was up.
Yeah.
And so they had a family and stuff, and like I hear them answering the door, like, no, I don't know. The cops are asking for me. So me and my wife turn off the lights, and we're just sitting on the bed. And then it's dark, it's like because she worked graveyard, and I can see the flash underneath the door. I'm like,
no way.
I told her, hey, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
It's a wrap, dude. I'm done. Kick down the door. I'm like, the first thing I go to is not hurtful, is my backpack.
No way.
Like my rigs and my dope, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And they gaffled me up, and it was a mess, bro. They tackled you. You know what they do.
Yeah.
They threw her aside or whatever, and I was barefooted. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to put my shoes on. So they walked me outside, bro. And at the time, it was cool. Like, well, that's what's up. You know what I mean? Because I'm looking down with the parking lot outside, and I can see all the cars and stuff. And it's like 17 cop cars.
Yeah.
I was like, for me, that's what's up. You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
a female police escort,
Yeah.
But for me, that was, I think, the first moment where I was like, what am I doing? You know what I'm saying? What am I doing? That same wifey, I'm telling her, baby, like, bail me out. I love you. You know what I'm saying? And I did, but I'll save money. I'll get a job.
Yeah.
She put up some money to bail me out. We didn't have nothing, bro.
Yeah.
But she put up some stuff to bail me out, and I got out there within 24 hours. I was back in my hood. My bail bonds agent was my connect.
No way.
So she ended up hooking me up. Here, go make my money. And I went to my hood and ran them up for like a minute, bro. a minute, like maybe almost 8 months, 9 months. Ran amok, sick one, and kind of the same thing though, bro. Like towards the end, I was like, damn, dude, I got no dope. I owe her feria. Now my wife doesn't want me at the pad no more. Like I couldn't come home.
Yeah.
Like I'm over here on the streets. Like things are like, and it was like God showed up again, bro. Like I told him, like, I don't know what to do anymore, dude. There was a couple of times because let me go back a little bit. My like with the case, it went from like 47 to life. And I fought that case for a minute, dude, and it came down and went down and went down. And after like about 2 years being out on bail, they finally came at me with the plea. You know what I'm saying? But in that time, my hustle ran out. In that time, I was just homeless. I was just homeless. I had nowhere to sleep, nowhere to eat, nothing. You get what I'm saying? So, homeless. You know what I'm saying? And I would just make it to my court dates though. And it went down from like to 27 to 18. It got down to 16, and I even told her, I'm gonna go away. I'm not coming back. Anything over 10, I'm not coming home.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And she was like, well, we'll see what happens. We'll see what's up. And we had 2 kids by that time and stuff. I was out on bail. I wasn't able to go home because I was loaded, but I was still going home to do my thing. And like we had 2 kids.
Yeah.
It was weird, bro. Like it was what happens,
Yeah.
And so I don't know what happened, bro. Like my PD came at me one time and said, hey, they want to give you 9 years. I'm like, what? And I know by this time, single digits means like, all right, cool.
Yeah,
I got some play.
Yeah.
And I told him, tell him to give me 5, I'll sign right now.
Yeah.
He came at me a month later, bro, and he's like, hey, they want to give you 4, but with the strike, shoot it, dude. I'm coming home. So I shot it. I don't know what. When I signed the thing, I got this much credit. I did 2 years on that 4 years because they gave me halftime.
Yeah.
They struck my struck. I was like, for me, it was God answered prayer.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I'm saying? And they give me a turn-in date. Hell no, bro. I had my shit packed, ready to go, and couldn't do it, dog.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. So I went out there, did my thing for another like 4 months. And again, bro, like my hustle ran dry.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My hustle ran dry, and no dope, all bad. She's mad at me because she owes bail bonds money, and I'm not turning myself in. Now I got a warrant. Now Tustin PD's hitting her pad looking for me.
Man.
What am I gonna do? You know what I mean? But one morning I got gaffled up, walking from the panaderia from my neighborhood.
Yeah.
7 in the morning, got gaffled up. It was a whole little chase, whatever. They found me on the rooftop of some apartment complex. You know what I mean? I got gaffled up, and I was like, that time, I finally said, like, when I was back at the cop car, thank God, I'm done.
Yeah, we feel like we get rescued sometimes when we get locked up.
Yeah. I was dirty. I was hungry. I was cold.
Tired.
Like, done, bro.
Yeah.
Done. You know what I'm saying? All my homies were doing time or, like, doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to bring my nonsense to them. You know what I'm saying? And, I got busted, and, bro, and I went to do my time, bro. You know what I'm saying?
So what happened when you got out?
I got out, and writing letters, to my wife at the time. We kept it cool. We had kids. I got out. She picked me up, and she was like, "You can't come home, fool. Like, you got to go find a program." And so I was like, "What? I'm all right." I call my PO the next day. I'm like, "Hey, I need a program." He's like, "Why? Like, all your charges are mostly like gang related, woo violence. It's like, you don't have any drug charges where I can put you into a program."
No way.
So, well, try these 3, right? And he gave me Wood Glen, Cooper,
Phoenix.
and the other one that closed down over in Garden Grove. Now you need those. You need those?
Unidos, yeah, Unidos.
Is it Unidos?
Yeah, Unidos, yeah.
Yeah.
Garden Grove.
Yeah, and I looked up on Google Maps, and I saw Cooper had a pool.
Oh, no way. Yeah.
So I'm like, let me go to Cooper. So I call over there, talking to Big Dave.
Yeah.
He's like, call tomorrow. If you call tomorrow, he's like, we got you a bed. And 24 hours, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That could happen, yeah.
So I was like, I told her, I'm like, you gotta like do something. Don't go to work. Keep me occupied. Like she did. I called the next day. I went in there with my what I paroled in, like 2 Irish Springs.
Yeah.
I still have my gray beanie.
No way.
You know what I mean? And some boxers and shit. And I went to Cooper Fellowship, bro. And I don't know what to expect. You know what I'm saying? You walk into there thinking like you're somebody that they know nothing about. And I was humbled for sure. And I think within the first week, I heard my same story told 10 times.
Yeah.
You know, Bruce and Lance and all those characters. And
yeah, Bruce saved my life, man.
yeah, Bruce was my first sponsor.
Mine too.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I just listened, bro. And I figured like when I hit like the 30 days and job search, right? I was like, damn, I'm still clean.
Yeah.
And then I went go out and stuff and do my thing. But it was there, bro, like where I was like, okay, if I can just stay clean, like I can see my kids, right? I got a little get well job doing telemarketing. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, like at some point in the whole time that I was there, like, you know, the 30 days, like I just started to pay attention because I would see cats with the watches, the shoes, the hyenas, the girls. And they always say in the program, like, if you want what we want or want what we have, do what we do. I'm like, well, how do I get that?
Yeah.
You know, go to meetings, work some steps, you know, and that's what I did, bro. Yeah. That's what I did, you know what I'm saying, for a minute. You know what I'm saying? And at the 90 days, time to go home or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I decided to stay in the sober living across the street. Me and my wife decided to divorce and go our separate ways. And I was at the sober living for 2.5 years. You know what I'm saying?
Cooper Fellowship?
Yeah, right there across the street.
Yeah. And real quick, I don't know if I ever told you this, man, but like I went to Cooper Fellowship also, right? That's where we met.
Yeah.
You know, and you inspired me, man. You know what I mean? Because like I didn't know what to do or what to expect or like how to do it, right? But I seen you doing it, you know, and it gave me hope, you know, and like following the lead, you know what I mean? And we're both still clean today.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's how it works, homie. Like, you know what I'm saying? And you know, because the story that I just gave you, bro, I just gave you the 2-minute version of like a whole lot of nonsense.
Yeah.
And, you know, and we all have our stories, you know what I'm saying? But the way I see it, and I tell people today when I share my story, is like the feelings are the same.
Yeah.
Hopelessness, you know, self-esteem is gone. You know, your manhood essentially is like, you know, I mean, I couldn't even provide for my kids, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I couldn't even provide for myself. I get $20, like, what am I going to do? Flower hose, pipe, maybe get a front and a dime.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you know, in a jumbo jack, right? But
no cheese.
No cheese, yeah, a luxury, bro.
Yeah, that's too much. Yeah.
You know, but like it was like the feelings were the same, dog. Hopelessness, you know what I mean? Just deadbeat, you know, like everything's shot, bro. You know, and that's where I was at. You know what I'm saying? And going to that program, I didn't know what to expect, dog. You know, and I connected with people, you know. It was the first time where I was connecting with Gavas and, you know, other people, like, you know what I'm saying? And they weren't seeing the skin. They weren't seeing. Yeah. I feel that people who are with it, with the transition of life, weren't looking at your takas, weren't looking at the color of your skin, we're looking at where you were from, who, you know what I mean? They're looking at what you wanted to do. Yeah. You know, and that plays a part now in my life, bro. Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? They always say, hang out with. Who you hang out with is who you are. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You want to hang out with winners or you want to be a winner, hang out with the winners. Yeah. You know, and I just stuck with it, bro. I got the sponsor, did the steps, you know what I'm saying? And it was a little bit of a weird couple of years, you know, because for me, like I was sober and clean, but my mentality was still like doing some of the same stuff I used to do. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because it was all brand new to me. Yeah. And I realized I was getting loaded at such a young age. By the time I was 35 and getting clean, I was doing things for the first time. Yeah. Paying bills. I didn't even know how to write a money order, bro, to pay my rent. I had to call my girlfriend and be like, hey, how do you do this? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And she had to walk me through the money order. I remember that. And so I'm doing things for the first time. So I realize I'm feeling things for the first time. I'm thinking things for the first time, right? I want to go to work. You know, I need to pay my bills, right? And then things that people take for granted today, like, for the first time for me at 35 was a whole new ball game. And it was a little bit of a shock. You know what I'm saying? It was a little bit of a shock. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't easy. But I knew that getting loaded would get me back to where I was at. Yeah, 100%. You know, in my last term, bro, like I didn't realize this in my last term. Like the homies were never telling me like, hey, you know, go out there and do this for me. Go out there and do that. They were like, hey, go home. You got kids. You know, you got a family. Go take care of business. And it dawned on me like, that's what we were telling the youngsters. You know what I'm saying? Hey, go home. Like, don't come back here. Yeah. You know, because it was cool when you're in your 20s, but when you're in your mid-30s, bro, being told when to eat, sleep, and use the bathroom and do all that. It's not the business. Nah, it was for the birds, dog. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it dawned on me. You know, so I got out and I did that. And I just took it one day at a time. You know, one day at a time. It wasn't easy, but one day at a time. Because when you're sober, life's in session, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
But the way I see it is like quality problems.
Yeah.
Quality problems. You know what I mean? Before it was like, where do I get the pipe? Where do I get a needle? Where can I get a front? Now it's like I'm paying renter's insurance. I'm paying my truck insurance. You know, I'm Christmas shopping.
Yeah.
You know, things that I prayed for 20 years ago, I have right now in my apartment, right? And get to enjoy, right? My kids in my life. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, at Cooper Fellowship, I look back at it, and that was like a pivotal point where I was being able to be exposed, like how to get sober initially, right?
How much time do you have sober?
I think on May 7th, no fronts, but on May 7th, I'll have 12 years.
That's right.
I'll have 12 years.
Hell yeah, that's
Yeah,
shit.
but it's still like, I still was loaded longer than I'm sober and clean.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So
yeah,
like, when I got 10 years, I'm like, this is cool. You know what I'm saying? But also like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, now it's just a part of life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So, what are you doing now? So, after getting clean and stuff, so what are you doing for work? Are you going to school or anything?
Yeah, bro. Like a couple of years of sobriety, you know, I got tapped into Santa Ana Community College, and I was there for about 3 years. And I went in there because, you know, when we get out, like I had these get well jobs and whatever, and I worked in treatment as a detox tech. And I would see like the therapist and the letters behind their names and such, and I'll pick their brains, like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
LCSW, LMFT, you
Yeah.
know, and our stories, you know, being able to do groups and detox, we were able to relate
Yeah.
and connect and get the feedback. And I'm like, I can do this, right? How do I use my story to my benefit, right? Not feel like a victim, but like use that 15 years of like nothingness to my advantage.
Yeah.
And so like I went to school and like, you know, started doing like human services, community social services, all kinds of stuff regarding the community. And turns out I'm good at it, bro. At 36, 37, like I'm on 4.0. I get presidential scholars, all these awards at Santa Ana College. I'm on the honors program. They're giving me feria, like, you know what I'm saying? And it's cool. Like, all right. And I graduated with 4 associate degrees.
Oh man.
And
what are your associates in?
Community social services, communications, human behavioral services. And there's one more.
Human service?
No, there's one more that has to do with communications. Because they were so close together, but I did an extra semester to get all 4.
Yeah, they're just like classes apart. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I did. And honor roll and all that good stuff. And what sucks is though, like my senior year, that spring of Santa Ana College when COVID hit.
No way. So you couldn't walk?
I got all the ropes. I got like 4 ropes of metal, like the sash.
Yeah.
It's in my closet, homie. I never wore it, bro.
That
Yeah, but we did a little thing on Zoom, but
yeah, it's not the same.
you know what I mean? I took a year off, and then I didn't really know what to do next. You know what I'm saying? I knew I wanted to go to Cal State, but like, come on, homie.
Yeah.
From homeless, dirtbag, dope fiend to like Cal State University.
Yeah, it seems unfathomable, huh?
Yeah. But I got plugged into Cal State Long Beach. I applied, and I got in, bro. I got in, and I actually got into a lot of schools. I applied to like 9 schools. I got into UC Irvine, San Diego, Fullerton, Long Beach, even schools that they're too far to get into. Like, you know, I would be driving like to up north and stuff, you know.
Yeah, just to see if you could do it.
Yeah. And I got into all of them except for UCLA. That's why I'm a USC fan. But
that's right.
I got into all of them, and I think, you know, the Homegirl Win.
Yeah.
She plugged me into a Project Rebound.
Yeah.
And it's a bunch of us, bro.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of us, you know, trying to navigate through school. So I tapped into them. And I graduated in 2023 with my bachelor's in social work.
Awesome.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cum laude, which is, I guess, a type of honor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's cool to have that little community of like ex-incarcerated individuals doing the damn thing, becoming lawyers, becoming philanthropists, doctors. And I became a social worker, you know, because I knew like being a social worker, I'd be able to do a lot more. And so, I became a social worker.
So let's just clarify. You got your master's in social work.
I got my bachelor's in social work, and then I took a year off. I worked at Orangewood Foundation. Yeah. And then I applied for the master's program at the Cal State Long Beach and got in.
No way.
That's awesome. I did the advanced standing, so I was able to do it in 1 year.
No way.
And so I graduated this past May 2025 with a master's in social work.
Would you ever thought like back then that you would be a licensed social worker?
Nah, bro. I mean, I'm not licensed yet.
Yeah.
But I got my associates.
Yeah.
I got to get my hours, but like, 15 years ago, bro, if you would have told me I was at Cal State University getting any degree, I'd have like, bro, you're tripping.
Yeah.
And I know you hear that a lot, but
Yeah.
you know, and at first I was like, hell yeah, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people who knew me are like, damn, Chito, like you did it. Like you made it out. Like what? Like, cause they see me, hey, can I get a couple bucks for some food?
Yeah.
Hey homie, can I get like $5 for like, you know, maybe go get a hamburger or some shit? You know, and now I'm over here walking in Anaheim Stadium with a master's degree, right? And my story being shared, you know, on the Jumbotron, my story being shared across the county, my story being shared on different platforms, you know, and I'm just one of a lot, right? There's a lot of us out there, but it was cool to be able to have my kids see that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So I was going to ask you, so are your kids back in your life? And
my oldest kids, not so much, bro. You know what I'm saying? I made a lot of choices, you know, as a youngster, and you know, I get it. You know what I'm saying? I tried to be consistent, reaching out. Hey, how you doing? I love you guys. I'm here. But my youngest two that I had with my ex-wife, you don't remember them. They're always at the meetings.
Yeah,
at
I
Cooper,
remember them. Yeah, I remember
diapers.
Yeah, I remember
now they're
them.
like 13.
No
my son's
way.
like taller than you, probably.
That's crazy. Well, that's not really hard.
And my daughter, she's right there. They're all in junior high right now, dude. But it's cool because like they get to see. They don't know that old dad.
Yeah.
I told my story one time at a place I was speaking. I took my son with him like a year ago, and he had never heard my story. And I felt like, all right, cool, he can hear it.
Yeah.
When we got in my truck, and we're driving home from telling my story, he was like, Dad, what's sobriety mean? And I let him have it.
Yeah.
I told my story, you know what I'm saying? Let him know what Dad was into, and like, dang. He's 13 right now, bro. He's touring colleges right now. Yeah. So he's seen that. He go to my school, go to our school events, Project Rebound events, and he's exposed to it now.
Yeah.
You know, and that's my legacy right there, bro. Like that's what I'm leaving behind. You know what I'm saying? Is at least being able to break some of that cycle. Because, you know, I'll be real, my uncle knows, like, you know, he was into the game, I got into the game, you know, and it stops here. Yeah. Right? I went to school, you know, he's nobody else. I'm God willing, right? Knock on wood, God willing that they don't get involved in that, but I'm able to expose them to things that I wasn't exposed to as a kid. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? So now I'm a therapist, bro.
That's awesome. Yeah.
I'm a therapist.
And so like I said, I created this platform to get hope for the hopeless, right? And to show that change is possible, right? And Lorenzo's story is a true comeback story. Is there anything that any kind of suggestions or hope you can give to our viewers out there that are struggling maybe?
You know, what worked for me was just showing up daily, you know what I'm saying? And just complete surrender. You know, for me, I have a faith, you know, my God is real, you know what I'm saying? And to this point, I feel like he had always been there and get me through all those times. Like, you know, I always felt like he was missing, and in all reality, he's what kept me alive. You know, and I look back at that 15 years of being, you know, addicted and homeless and incarcerated. You know, like he was just priming me to like do what I do today and touch so many people and help so many people and do his work. So lean into like whatever's around you, you know, lean into like guys like Gabriel, you know, I'm always available, you know, community resources. You got Orangewood, you got Project Kinship, you got Serve the People. If you want to get back into school, get at me. There's Rising Scholars, he knows, you know, there's Project Rebound at Cal State levels, he knows, and we know a lot of people. So when you come across people like us who've kind of been there and done that and made it out, like the way I see it, asking for help is what makes us strong. Being able to be vulnerable enough to ask for help, be vulnerable enough to be, hey, I don't know how to do this. Can you help me? Because that's what I did. I had to ask a grown man for help. Like, hey, I don't know how to stay sober. I don't know how to fill out a job application. I don't know how to fill out a school application. You know, and I asked for help. The way I see it, closed mouths don't get fed. You know what I'm saying? And right now, God, you know, is feeding me abundantly. You know, things are not perfect by any means, you know what I'm saying? But right now, I have a life that I once prayed on my knees for. I get to pay my bills, you know, feed my kids, you know, and just be of service, you know what I'm saying, and make a career based off my experiences, right? So you don't think you can and don't think it can happen to you. I mean, just look at me and Gabriel, right? Or we're living, and many people on this platform that come on here and share their stories, living examples of what can be done when we tap into something greater than ourselves, but also giving ourselves a shot. Give yourself some grace, give yourself a shot, you know, and it ain't going to be easy, but anything worthwhile is never easy.
So I just wanted to thank everyone for supporting my content, supporting the channel, and if anyone wants to come share their comeback story on this platform, send me a comment or DM me on the other platforms that I have. And thank you, Lorenzo, for sharing your story.
Yeah. Hey, thank you, Gabriel. Like, it's kind of cool to be connected with people like Gabriel, you know what I'm saying? And he's doing a huge movement right now, you know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you, bro, for inviting me to your patch or canton, you know what I'm saying, to come through. And just want to give a shout out to my kids, to my babe out there, the Guatemalan hot mama, you know what I'm saying? She's out there doing her thing, hustling and grinding. And everybody out there trying to do something, right? Like Gabriel said earlier before we got on recording, like, just trying to make a move, try to do something to give back and give people a voice and a platform. So I appreciate you, bro.
Thanks, man. And I want to give a shout out to J Doll Designs. She's the one who did my my logo, my intro, and my outro design, and Larry Lama Beats for creating the intro and outro music. And just remember, Foosgetcleantoo. What's your comeback story?